It turns out that protein bars can be healthy or can be very unhealthy because legit, a lot of people think that because food is healthy and protein bars are healthy, if they're making that assumption, that they can eat as much of it as they want. And the idea that food, just because it's healthy, won't make you gain weight is total BS. A lot of people eat protein bars. I just have like whatever, how many protein bars makes me full? And I'm like, that could be the right answer, but it could be a very, very not right answer. Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for RP Strength. And today's question is, are protein bars healthy? There are certain foods that are just known to be healthy. Fresh fruits, bright green veggies. Scott, that blended green veggie smoothie thing that rich people make in their white robes in the morning, in their green juice, in their also white Miami riverfront houses. Sometimes even those people are also themselves white. You get it, right? Scott, when are we going to go to one of those P. Diddy white parties?
Oh, we have one set up, actually.
Hey,
it's on the calendar.
Yeah. Now hosted in the New York County Jail. For real, though, we actually know what kinds of foods are super healthy. We do. Lean meats, veggies, fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats, like most plant fats, and even, believe it or not, high-fat, minimally processed dairy products like whole milk and cottage cheese, so long as calories are in balance with activity and you're not on trend to gain weight, those foods are very much the core of healthy foods. And we probably all have a pretty good intuitive sense of what that is. And on the opposite side, there are, of course, foods that are like, man, kind of rightly, people understand generally are not healthy. Junk foods, especially ice cream, potato chips, fries, corn chips, Doritos, cookies, tortilla chips, candy bars. Did I mention chips? Or as they call them in the United Kingdom and a few other places, crisps. Scott, would you like a crisp? Thing is, there is no such thing as an English accent because there's like 80 different accents in England. You want a f***ing crisp, don't you, mate?
That's the chimney sweet one that you're so famous
Yes.
for.
Hi, Governor. Yep, that very same. But what about protein bars? Are protein bars healthy? This question is a bit of a trip because on the one hand, protein bars seem healthy. They're like for fitness and stuff, and they have like health branding a lot. They have like protein and stuff. Like protein's supposed to be healthy, right? There's like macros in there. Scott, macros are healthy, right? We're supposed to want to do macros.
I love them.
I love macros, direct quote.
Macros.
But on the other hand, they're also like oftentimes very artificial in their ingredients, and that's kind of wacky. They have a lot of sugar sometimes, sugar alcohols. Sometimes they can be really tasty, so you can like really overeat them. And like, are they low or high calorie or what? What's the deal with protein bars? Now, this is where we get to the real meat and potatoes to answer this question. And I mean meat and potatoes completely figuratively in this case because protein bars have neither meat nor potatoes in them. Protein bars. What was I saying? It turns out that protein bars can be healthy or can be very unhealthy, and it all depends on just a few simple factors. I'm going to tell you these factors, and you're going to be able to decide, no problem, if protein bars are the right way to go in your diet or maybe not the right way to go. Factor number one is the protein to calorie ratio. And by the way, these factors are roughly in order of importance, but very roughly. And I'll tell you which ones are less important. This one's super important. Protein is something you need as the core of your diet, and you need plenty of it. And it's also pretty filling, especially if you're not eating enough protein. Getting enough, it really gives you a ton of fullness. And if that concomitantly comes in a protein bar with lower calories, you can eat multiple bars and get hours and hours of full until your next meal time bought in, and you don't bring in a ton of excess calories. On the other hand, and that makes it very, very healthy. On the other hand, if you have protein bars that are low on protein and high on calories, Scott, you ever been to a gas station and you need a protein bar? And it's one of them like, no offense, natural, vegan, super earth bars. And it's like, now with protein, you look at it, it's like 6 grams of protein and 55 grams of carbs. And you're like,
Yeah.
Is this not anything but a non-technical lie. Like, how is this legal to say? Right?
Or it's all nuts, so there's like 30 grams
Yes.
of fat and 8 grams of protein.
Yes. I'll actually get to that later. Like the protein quality also sucks. Yeah. And the fats are insane.
Yeah.
If that protein bar is low on protein and high in calories, you'll just have to smash either multiple bars like that to get enough protein, and then you're really up in calories, or you have to smash like a bar or two and then get in other high protein foods like a shake or like a can of tuna, and then that adds to calories as well, and then that balloons your calories up even more, which can lead to unwanted weight gain from a high calorie surplus, and then that's absolutely not healthy. So high protein in a bar, low calories is good. Low protein with high calories, not great. Factor number 2 is palatability. Stefan Guyenet, I think I'm saying that right, who's an excellent follow on Twitter, aka X, is a scientist who basically popularized the food palatability reward hypothesis. And at the time that he did it, it was a giant brain explosion. And nowadays, I think more people are familiar with it, maybe not the technical term, but let me describe it to you really quick. And if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you're going to know what the hell all this is. I'm going to tell you something that seems obvious, but is actually quite revelatory. The tastier food is, the more likely people are to eat a lot of it. Think about it. Like, I bring you to a party. Bring you, that sounds like I kidnapped you. Fine. I kidnap you and bring you to a party. You're like, why am I here? I just want to see my family. Oh my God. Shut up. And then I give you a tray of broccoli, fresh, green, washed, cut up broccoli. How much broccoli are you going to eat? I mean, obviously you're stressed. You think I'm going to kill you and wear your skin as a coat. Scott, I'm not going to do like exactly that. Not in that order anyway. First, I'm going to wear your skin. Then, okay, this is getting too much. What if I give you a fully baked, oh man, Scott, I got this, oven-made fresh pizza? And the first thing you say is, this is delivery. And I'm like, no, it's DiGiorno, you idiot. And we get paid DiGiorno ads. But like with pizza, Scott, have you ever had one slice of pizza on any occasion in your life?
Ooh. I actually don't think so. I've done 2.
Whoa. Diet Scott.
Diet Scott's done 2.
Pizza is some shit. Potato chips is some shit that you start eating and you don't stop. Whereas a lot of food that's not the tastiest food in the world, like, Scott, how much non-buttered, regular, unflavored popcorn can you eat?
Just however long the movie is, you can just keep going. 2 hours worth.
You screwed up my analogy. It was supposed to be an edible, but you're like, no, I just keep eating it.
Unbuttered.
Unbuttered, unflavored popcorn. Just regular microwave shit.
Oh yeah, I don't care about that. Sorry.
You eat it and you're like, something's missing. I don't want this anymore. It's also getting into my teeth.
Oh, and then it like welds to the side of your cheek. You ever have that happen?
There's no way to, scientists, like, I'm going to be impressed with like with nanotech when it can get popcorn out of my mouth. Until then, whatever. AI is a fraud. So if something is really tasty, you tend to be high probability of overeating it. And so if you have protein bars that are unbelievable, you got to be really careful. There is a protein bar brand, which I love, called Anabar. Yes, it sounds a lot like Anavar, which is an anabolic steroid. There's none of that in there. But is it delicious? I mean, it's really good. We've reviewed it on the channel. Scott, can we put our protein bar review over here somewhere?
Absolutely.
And that is an amazing bar with actually very good macros. And it's super healthy if you eat like 1 or 2. But like sometimes you feel like eating 4, 5, or 6. And if it's a day where you're going to blow out your calories, that's a great way to do it. But you got to be careful. Just alert, because the bar is so good, you could be like, man, I'm just going to like YOLO the diet. That would be a bad idea. So bars in which you know the palatability and adjust for it are really good. If you're in a part of your diet where you're like, I need only not so tasty bars, there are plenty of bars that are just like, they're protein bars and they work. But, Anabars and stuff like that, you want to make sure that when you're eating them, you have all the calorie room and your appetite is really well controlled. Some of this problem is further complicated because some of the tastiest bars, not by accident, have the most calories. And that brings us to factor number 3. Total calories per bar is a big deal. This one's huge. A lot of folks, and I do this, treat protein bars like a unit of measurement. I eat 2 protein bars. Scott, back when I was a personal trainer, you get people's diet intakes and stuff, and then later diet coach. And they're like, they tell you like what they eat in the typical day. They're like 2 protein bars. And I'm like, which ones? And they're like, I don't know, whatever I pick up at the store. Like, let me tell you guys how much that matters. If you get the David bar or the Built bar, each one of those is like 150 calories, sometimes less. All right. You eat 2 of those, that's 300 calories. This is a drop in the bucket. That's 1/10 of a 3,000 calorie diet. A Metrics Big 100 bar is 400 calories on average. Scott, my math isn't that great. That's like more than 3 times the calories, right? Mm-hmm. Can you imagine when 3 times something is like, you're just using it as the same thing? Oh man, Scott, I had a really nasty thing to say. Guys, the following is such a joke, and it's so meant in good faith and with love. But someone's like, hey man, how much does your girlfriend weigh? And you're like, about 130 pounds, but she's actually 400 pounds. And they're like,
it's the same.
Dude, you liar. You're like, protein bars are the same distribution. Ugh. But damn, she's 400 looking like, bow, 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 like all that. Yeah, hell yeah, girl. Hey, if you weigh 130, I'm good.
Rubenesque 400.
Rubenesque. If you weigh 130 or less, get your attention somewhere else. Girl, I'm feeling that vibe. You look great, but it's not for me. If you weigh in 400 plus, my DMs are always open. Real talk though, huge differences. And there's no wrong answers here. High calorie protein bars are amazing. But just don't eat 2 ultra high calorie bars and think that you're not going to gain some weight if you get to a calorie excess on many days. Because legit, a lot of people think that because food is healthy and protein bars are healthy, if they're making that assumption, that they can eat as much of it as they want. A lot of people eat protein bars. I just have like whatever, how many protein bars makes me full? And I'm like, that could be the right answer, but it could be a very, very not right answer. And the idea that food, just because it's healthy, won't make you gain weight is total BS. Big problem. Factor number 4, we only have 5 factors total. Factor number 4, are you eating these bars? Or rather, how? How are you consuming these bars? Let me explain what I mean. Are you eating these bars in a context of a daily caloric spend? Like, are you logging them into the RP Diet Coach app or your favorite other diet app? Or are you YOLOing them and just eating like however many you feel like? And damn, they taste so good. And protein's good for you, right? So you keep eating them. And it's 1,000 excess calories for the day. And it's an every other day thing. And you're gaining weight. Your friends are dropping hints about it. You eat your friends. Then you don't have any friends. Also, think about it. You've cannibalized real people. Scott, have you ever thought what it would be like to consume someone whole and then realize that not only can you feel their spirit energy inside you and all of their hopes and dreams have died in you, but they're also a person you loved and cared for like a friend?
Yeah, that's deep. That almost makes cannibalism worth it. You can get all that as well.
Oh, I didn't see Scott reacting like that.
That sounds great. You can be my first.
Okay, that sounds hot. That's kind of an honor.
Persuade you.
Scott, yo, real talk, man. This channel's getting banned for sure. But did you know that's like a thing? Like people some people want to be consumed, like eaten. Like it's
oh yeah, I've heard a couple like court cases with that. Yeah.
God, imagine that first date. You get like the conversation gets really heavy. You're like, okay. What's your craziest kink? She's like, you go first. You're like, I've always wanted to like, oh God, this is gonna sound crazy. Like, I'm typically into blondes, but like a brunette would be crazy. She's like, right, wow. Okay, what's yours? I've always like, if I could just be like cut into pieces and consumed by someone. You're like, check, please.
Judgment. Hey.
The waiter brings you your food. You're like, I won't be needing this. I have something to eat later. And the waiter's like, oh, you too. You're like, no, literally, I'm going to eat her. Anyway, Jesus, I spent a long time on that. Factor number 5. Factor 5. Scott, doesn't that sound like a scam diet? Factor 5. Now from RP. the scamming company. Food composition. So what's actually in the bar? This one, believe it or not, doesn't count for a ton because food composition in the context of good daily physical activity, good dose of resistance training, and good enough macros, which protein bars hook you up with, and a calorie awareness that doesn't take you into super fat land with a surplus. Food composition, what actually your food is made of, is a minor variable, but still one we have to mention because it does make a difference. Bars that are higher in high quality protein sources, like whey and casein and egg. A little bit of collagen is totally cool because sometimes collagen can fill out the amino acids that some of the other protein sources miss. And if you have both collagen plus some added specific amino acids to fill out the deficits that collagen has, you can actually get a high quality protein out of that. No problem. So the particulars actually do matter here. And this comes down to like, are you dealing with a good faith company or not? Like Genius Shot, one of our modern formulations, has mostly BLG protein and some collagen, but also specific amino acids added to that blend to make sure the collagen is filled out, so it's all high quality protein. The David bar has a very similar, but maybe not similar blend in the technical sense, but also does that with collagen and amino acid filling, and it is high quality protein, 100%. At least as far as I know. I don't have any direct association with David Bar, but they seem like good people to me. David seems like a wholesome name, doesn't it, Scott? Like, here, meet my friend David. He's a cannibal, which is wholesome. I think we've covered that already, in the literal sense, eating people whole. So, however, some companies will take the shortcut route and will like just put in crap. This unfortunately happens with some vegan protein bars. Like Scott was saying earlier, like it's 6 grams of protein and it's all peanuts. So it's actually just like almost no complete protein whatsoever. That would be not ideal. Another one is practical food composition things. There's nothing wrong with these things. They just have some kind of effects on the gut that some people can't tolerate. Fillers like gut-busting sugar, alcohols, excessive amounts of fiber can make you poop a lot and bubble guts and lots of farting. Makes the cannibal date weird. She's like, Scott, you're like, what's your fetish? She's like, not being on a date with someone who's been farting this entire time. You're like, right, yeah, probably not your guy. That's a thing. And remember, that's not unhealthy for you. And if you eat protein bars a lot, your gut bacteria change and you can just mow through that. I can have 4 Quest bars in one sitting and I don't fart any more than I normally do and I don't poop any differently than I normally do. Do not try that at home if you aren't accustomed to it. That'll legit, not gonna put you in the hospital, but if you are in the hospital, don't let them sit you in the waiting room because that waiting room just went to biohazard in like 30 minutes. At the end of the deal, at the end of the day, food composition is a concern, but a minor one. Total calories of the bars that you take in are the biggest deal of all of this. So with high protein, lower fat, lower calorie, especially, that's why I mentioned fat and only for that reason, filling bars, or tasty high calorie bars on occasion within the context of a caloric total, eat up because they can be a super healthy part of a balanced diet for sure. And if you have some days of mostly protein bars and shakes and not much else, that's cool too. You know, if you never get too far from a toilet. And I'll let you guys fill in the blanks on that one. Anyway, I've been Dr. Mike, and I'll see you next time.